Okay, folks, if you are tuning in today, I need to go ahead and say right now that instead of my regular disclaimer that is normally on the tag, there's this one. The story I'm about to tell consists of murder, mayhem, violence, all kinds of crazy stuff, and may not be suitable for all audiences. So listener discretion is advised. With that being said, I am Jonathan Phoenix, the Carolina storyteller. I'm here at Atomacon, just getting started. Audience hasn't even gotten here yet, but take a look around. You can see I got Captain America in the background over there. So it's kind of awesome. We're kind of launched, and we're here for episode 46 of the Carolina Storytellers. Let me tell you a story. It's going to be a great story for today. Remember to support the podcast by going to patreon.com/The Carolina Storyteller so that you can subscribe, get ad-free episodes, get all the goodies that we have and all the goodies that we give out there, and find out all the upcoming news about the Carolina Storyteller. I'm really excited to be here at Atomacon today. I don't get to go to cons very often, but Atomacon was my first convention 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I came to Atomacon as an author. I had just released my second book, Redcoats, which you can find on Amazon, and I was psyched. I was going to be doing the con circuit and everything, and then I started to get sick. My health started to fail, and 6 months from when I started to get sick, I ended up in a hospital, septic, and almost died. And so I had to cancel all of my 2023 appearances. I had to cancel everything. I couldn't do it. I was not well. And it became a battle to get back. And I've been harping on this before, fighting diabetes and everything, but I'm 100 pounds lighter. I've gotten my sugar straight. I'm taking better care of myself. And as a reward, I'm back here at Atomacon, and this time I'm doing a live episode of the show. Today's story, I know you guys are wanting to hear this. Do you like the Pirates? Pirates of the Carebien, those movies always get to me. I love pirates. Charleston, South Carolina, which is where we're at, has a history with piracy. Blackbeard has visited Charleston. We've had numerous pirates that have been held in the old city jail. Some of them have died there. Their ghosts still remain. But one pirate, one famous pirate, has a ghost that is tied to the outside of Charleston as well as the inside of Charleston. The legend is remarkable, and I'm talking about the legendary pirate Anne Bonny. Now, for those of you that don't know, Anne Bonny was born in Dublin, Ireland in the late 1600s, just before the turn of the century. Her father was a farmer, but was very wealthy, and later moved to London. And from London, Anne's father moved to Charleston, South Carolina, where Anne would marry a man named James. And James decided he wanted to move to the Caribbean. Bad idea, James. You never take a pretty lady from Ireland to the Caribbean. You should know better. It just doesn't work out. Anyway, James takes Bonny to Ireland in 1719. And while she's in Ireland, Bonny meets Calico Jack Rackham. If you're wondering who Calico Jack is the famed pirate that was also the basis for a very famous movie pirate, Captain Jack Sparrow. One of my favorites. So Calico Jack and Anne Bonny, they kind of fall in this romantic, almost movie-style love. And Calico Jack even goes to James and offers to pay him to divorce Bonny. James isn't having it. James loves his wife. James wants to keep his wife. So James decides that he's going to go and kill Calico Jack. So what does Anne Bonny and Jack do? Well, they run off, go to the harbor, and they steal a ship and take off into a life of piracy. And so for the next year, they are just this insane pair of pirates. Anne is dressed up as a male because all the other pirates can't know that there is a woman on board the ship. Oh my God, no. So Anne, disguised as a male, wearing a man's coat and man's breeches, walks around with her pistol and machete, pillaging and plundering and being the bloodiest pirate she can be. They lose their first shift, and they end up meeting up with a guy named Mark Reed. So Mark Reed teams up with Anne and Jack, and they steal another ship from Port Royal, the three of them. It is a swoop. I know this sounds similar to the plot of a certain movie, but this is actually what really happened. The three of them stole this ship. The problem is that as they're stealing a ship and amassing a crew, Anne becomes incredibly attracted to Mark. So she reveals to Mark that she's a woman. Now Jack's picking up on this, so Jack's about ready to kill Mark. But when Anne reveals to Mark that she's a woman, Mark reveals to Anne that she is in fact Mary Reed, not Mark Reed. They were both women in disguise, and neither one of them picked up on it, so they had to be good at disguises, really good. So Anne, Mark, and Jack sort of develop this weird, strange love triangle that's going on the ship as they're going around pillaging and plundering. And this is all happening in 1720. And, it starts around August of 1720. They've got this whirlwind romance going. They're going to be the great swashbucklers of the Caribbean, except they get captured in November. The three of them are captured. They are taken to Spanish Town, Cuba, where the three of them are tried and sentenced to be hung. Now, Mary and Anne plead pregnancy to the judge. They say they are with child, and therefore being with child means that they can't be hung. They can't be killed. You can't kill someone who's pregnant, right? That's how the law was back then. Let's just forget about the fact that Lavanya Fisher almost got off from being hung because she said she was a widow, until the judge said, well, we'll hang her. No, she was married. And the judge said, well, we'll hang her husband first, then she's a widow, it's fine. So maybe they were going to let them have the kids and then hang them. Who knows? Mary Reed would die in April of 1721 of fever in jail. She did not give birth to her child. Her and the child both pass away. What's interesting is that Anne Bonny never died in jail. There's no record of her hanging. There's no record of her execution being carried out. There is a marker for her in Spanish Town, Cuba. It says Anne Bonny died in Spanish Town, Cuba. But we wouldn't say the story was about Charleston if she died there. What actually happened, or at least what Charlestonians say happened, is that, remember James, Anne's husband from earlier? Well, James showed up and pleaded to take his wife, who he had not divorced, she just ran off with Calico Jack, and returned to Charleston with her, which he did. He returned to Charleston with his supposedly pregnant wife. No one knows if a child was born, but Anne lived out the rest of her life here in Charleston. But supposedly she always pined to go back out into the sea. And during one particular pirate raid, when she was much older, this is almost in the 1760s, right before the Revolutionary War, Anne supposedly was walking near the powder storage on the battery when a blast killed her. And now her ghost haunts where that area is. That's where Anne Bonny is supposed to haunt in Charleston. So, believe me, digging this story up was kind of interesting because I didn't know Anne Bonny was even related to Charleston to begin with. I've studied pirates a lot. I love pirates. I don't think I've made mention of that. I know Blackbeard's been here. I know Calico Jack has supposedly sailed here before. And I know about Anne Bonny and Mary Reed, and I know they were bloody, vicious pirates. I know that stories of them from stabbing and slashing people. One of the people who survived said that they were just horrid and cursed like men, but she could tell that they were women because of how their blouses fit over their chest. And I'm like, well, if you could tell them the guys couldn't, the guys were pretty dumb, but these were pirates in the 1700s, so we'll just take it as a grain of salt there. But apparently, Anne Bonny is connected to Charleston, and her ghost is one of the many ghosts that haunt the downtown Charleston area. I'm super excited to be able to talk about Anne Bonny, and I'm super excited to share it here with the folks at Atomacon. I've got the folks from Spaceman and Halfling podcast here listening to me, so that makes me really happy. Thank you very much. And I'm, so big on these stories and these tales and to find out the history of this town. Now, I do have one extra one for you that I've been hiding up my sleeve that I didn't mention, and we're going to tell an extra story today. You're getting a twofer, and that's only because I'm trying to make it extra long for Atomacon, and because I'm starting this one after I get done with my Russian trend. But we're going to talk about ghost lights. This one's not really that long one. It's, if you know what a ghost light is, they're the floating orbs that people see out in the wherever. These ghost lights, they show up at a certain spot at night under certain conditions and either lead you to or lead you from something. Tonight's ghost light, or today's ghost light, because it's day, not night. I forget that I'm broadcasting during the day. It's weird. Today's ghost light is the Somerville Ghost Light. This one is one that I first heard when I moved down here back in 2003. I'd never heard of it before. So apparently, back in the early 1900s, when they were laying the railroad that ran into Somerville, they were laying down this railroad, and of course the railroad guys are out there working at night. Apparently this one guy's wife would come out to visit him every night at around midnight. She'd bring him lunch as they worked at night, and she would come out with a lantern and hold the lantern up for him. And every night she'd come out to bring him his food, and they'd see one another romantically, and then she'd go home. Well, tragedy always befalls such a beautiful story like that, because you just can't have a happy couple where the girl brings him a lunch every night. Didn't anyone see Clerks? An accident happens on the train construction site, and the man is killed. The wife finds out as she's bringing the lunch that he has been ran over by the train and killed, and she is distraught. But she doesn't stop coming out every night. She comes out every night for the rest of her life and waits for him with that lantern, hoping to see him. Which is sad in itself that she was not able to let go. But after she died, the light kept showing up. People would claim that they would go out onto what is Sheep Island Road, but they would call it Somerville Light Road, because you could go out there to where the train tracks ran across, and you could see this light at night. Every night around midnight, this light would show up, and it was this woman hoping to see her long deceased husband, whom she used to bring lunch to every night, and spent every night for the rest of her life going out hoping to find him, even though he had passed away. Truly tragic ghost story, and one of the many stories of ghost lights that I have heard throughout the years. This is another one where people confuse ghost lights with urban legends. Ghost lights aren't urban legends because they're all separate stories. Remember, folks, urban legends are stories where the story kind of takes on a life of its own. It may have some truth somewhere, but it just grows and changes by whoever's telling it. And honestly and truthfully did not happen wherever it's told. Ghost lights are actually specific to a certain place. So this is one of a plethora series of ghost light stories I'll be telling over the next month or two, leading all the way up to the 50th, leading all the way up to and beyond the 50th episode. Now, we're at the end of the show, and I was going to open up the Q&A, but if anybody does have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. No? Okay, cool. We don't have that big of an audience, so it's not going to be that big of a Q&A, but, and nobody's posting anything in the Q&A on Facebook. Thanks a lot, guys. Really helping me out here. So we're going to go into the announcements. First announcement is, this is episode 46, which means 4 episodes from now is the big June 1st giveaway. Remember, you go to patreon.com/The Carolina Storyteller. Just sign up. You can do it for free. You can do it for $3. You can do it for $5. You can do it for $10. $10 would make me so happy. But you don't have to do that. You can do it for free and still get on the giveaway. Right now, last night I showed off the stickers that came from Truth or Demon podcast. Midgard's brand new album that's dropping on June 12th. I'm going to have a copy of that that's going out with it. We're getting autographed photos from cosplayer Jane S.G. for you lovely guys. Dragon Sky Monarch's Resin Walk has given us a nice dragon wall mounted trinket holder. It's beautiful. I've shared the photo of it. Looks great. I'm very jealous right now. You're getting a copy of Through the Flames by Jonathan Phoenix and Redcoats by Jonathan Phoenix. And the copy of Through the Flames is actually Through the Flames. It's not Through the Flames series The Arsonist, which is the re-release that's going to be coming out soon. So you can't even get this copy anymore because I bought the last 2 copies of it myself so that nobody else could get those last 2 and I could give them away. Because when the re-release comes out with the Academy next year, it's going to be Through the Flames The Arsonist and Through the Flames The Academy. So it won't even be just Through the Flames anymore. So it's your only chance to get it. These are all going to be parts of the giveaway, including a Carolina Storyteller hat, which I haven't gotten yet because they're still making it, but once I have it, I'm going to be wearing mine, and then you can wear yours, and lots more stuff. So make sure you go to patreon.com/The Carolina Storyteller, sign up, get in on the giveaway, get ad-free episodes and all other kinds of good stuff, get to have fun with us, and enjoy all of the Carolina Storyteller goodies. Now for the next big announcement. As you guys know, I am a writer. I have written 2 books, and I have written 46 full episodes, 5 bonus episodes, and stories for countless other podcasts that I've been on since I've started The Carolina Storyteller, as Let Me Tell You a Story back last year. One thing that I've been working on for the past 20 years is a Frigg Valmont. I designed a Frigg Valmont 20 years ago as a character for a vampire role-playing game. And he was my favorite character. I just loved him. I wanted to tell a story, and his story has adapted and changed over the years. He's become a very interesting character. The key thing is that he's not a vampire. Sorry, he's not a vampire. If that's what you thought he was going to be, he's not. But he gets drawn into vampire politics, werewolf politics, fae politics, angelic politics, demonic politics. Basically, he can't get away from getting drawn into other people's BS. And I've written the book I don't know how many times with him going into so many different things, and I've scrapped the book I don't know how many times. The most recent version, Valmont Fade to Black, I thought that if I released it as a Kindle Vella chapter by chapter, it would encourage me to finish the book. 10 chapters in, and I was like, I'm not sure what to do here. And so I scrapped the Kindle Vella. That's another time that Valmont has gotten scrapped. So we've gone around and around and around with a Frigg Valmont, but I finally figured out how I could get him finished. I figured out how I could get rid of all the stuff that I didn't want and still produce the character that I wanted to. So starting in July, we will be recording and producing Valmont the audio drama. I have been casting it. I've got some great cast members lined up. We've already got characters like Leslie Chuckles Simon, Kira. We have the villain Kane has already been cast. Lucifer and Gabriel. Yes, I am talking about the angels. As well as many other characters have already been cast. We're still working on auditions for the main role of a Frigg. And I am going to be playing, let me clear my voice, of Dr. Beauregard Samuel Eugene Johnson, the third of the Atlanta Johnsons. That is me, sir, and I will be there to help you all the way through it. What, you thought I was playing the main character? No, I'm getting somebody good to voice this, okay, not me. But that will be beginning production in July, and we're looking to release the first episode in December. for Valmont, the audio drama Fade to Black Season 1. It will be coming out in December from the Carolina Storyteller. So make sure you pay attention, because on the Patreon we're going to have updates about that behind the scenes. You might be able to listen to some table reads. The scripts are written. The voice actors are all getting lined up. Everything is falling into place, and this is going to be a really great show. But don't think that I'm going to let it detract from me telling stories to you. I am not doing that at all. I am going to keep with the stories, but Valmont is my labor of love, and I'm finally going to get it out there to you. So that's been the show for today. I hope everybody who sees it has fun. Everybody who hears it has a good time. I'm out here at Atomacon. If you are live, listening to the live, and you are not here, I don't know what the hell you are doing with your life. Get in the car, drive to North Charleston, turn by Trident, come to the aeronautics building. We're up here on the second floor. We're having fun. I'm about to go and do a debunking of paranormal shows panel. And then a little bit later, I'm going to be talking about the history of Charleston, the paranormal history of Charleston. You know I know about it. I've been telling the stories for a year and a half. You've heard them all, from Georgetown stories to Charleston stories to Monk's Corner stories to Columbia stories. I know there are ghosts around Charleston. So I'm going to be having some fun with these panels. And tomorrow I'm going to be back here hosting Name That Book. That's going to be so fun. That's at 10 o'clock in the morning. And then at 3 o'clock, we've got the cosplay contest. I get to be a judge. I'm going to get to judge cosplay. I'm so excited. So make sure, if you're not here, you get down to Atomacon. You come have some fun with us. You come and enjoy all of the people, meet the podcasters, meet the books, meet Grady Hendrix, author of My Best Friend's Exorcism. I did not know he was the author of that. And I've actually seen and read that. So I was like, whoa, I didn't know he wrote that. I really got to pay more attention to things. So Grady Hendrix is here. Everybody is here. Where are you? You should be here. That's the show for today. I'm Jonathan Phoenix, the Carolina Storyteller. Stay spooky, my friends. See you next time.